Hey guys, it's Danny. Now for today's Clean and Delicious 101, we are covering beets. Now beets come in a variety of different colors. You'll see white beets, golden beets, red beets, and candy cane beets. But red beets do tend to be the most popular and the most readily available, so that's what I'm going to stick to today. Now you'll pretty much see beets at the grocery store all year round, but their prime time is between June and October. And remember guys, when you buy things at the peak of their season, not only do they taste better, but they have more nutrients and they are lower in cost. So eating with the seasons is definitely the way to go. Now, when you're shopping for beets, you want to look for beets that still have their greens attached. Number one, the greens are completely edible, super delicious, extremely nutritious, and really it's like getting 2 veggies for the price of 1. And number two, if the greens are still attached, you know you've got yourself some fresh, healthy beets. Now on the flip side, if you can't find them with the greens, then what you do want to make sure is that your beet still has its tail intact, like this, and that the root is nice and firm and rich in color. Now if you've never tried beets before, they have a very natural, earthy, sweet flavor to them, and nutritionally speaking, they are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. They're actually very high in vitamin C. They have magnesium, potassium, folic acid, and they're said to be a blood purifier. Now, as for the size, they can range anywhere between the size of a golf ball all the way to a softball. But personally speaking, I wouldn't buy anything bigger than, say, a baseball, because what I find is when they start to get really big, they also tend to lose their flavor. So small to medium beets is the way to go. Now when you're shopping for your beets, here's what you need to know. All beets have a root, that's the bottom, the bulb, and the leaves. Ideally, if you can find your beets with the leaves still attached to the root, this is a very good thing. Number one, the leaves are edible, they're super delicious, extremely nutritious, so it's like getting 2 veggies for 1. And number two, when they're still attached, you know that your beet is very fresh and healthy. Now on the flip side, if you can't find the beet root with the leaves still attached, no problem. Just make sure that it still has its tail intact and that the root end is nice and smooth and rich in color. Now once you get your beets home and you're ready to store them, first thing you need to do, if the greens are still attached, you want to cut them off about 1 inch up from the bulb. If you leave the greens attached, what they do is they suck all the nutrients out of the beet bulb and the beets are going to go bad really fast. Same with your carrots. So as soon as you get them home, boom, get those greens off. Now remember, you don't want to throw the greens away because they're completely edible. And you can check out this video right over here if you want to learn how to do a quick saute of your beet greens. Delicious, nutritious, you should definitely try that. Then what you're going to do is get the bulb into a plastic bag. The one you get from the grocery store is perfect. Get all the air out, wrap it up, pop it in the fridge. The bulb will last up to 3 weeks. Do the same thing with the greens. Now, once you're ready to work with your beets, all you have to do is give them a good scrub under some cold water and they're ready to go. Now, beets are actually pretty easy to work with. You can eat them both raw or cooked. As far as cooking, they like to be baked, roasted, and steamed. And you do want to remember, keep that tail intact and preferably about 1 inch of the stem, because what that does is it locks in the nutrients and it keeps the beets nice and juicy. Last tip when cooking the beets, I highly recommend that you peel your beets after they're cooked because it is a lot easier and a lot less messy. Now, buyer beware, buyer beware. Red beets stain. They will stain your fingers, they will stain your clothes, they will stain your beloved wood cutting board. So when you're working with them, raw or cooked, pick a plastic cutting board that you don't mind having a little bit of red beet juice stained up on it. One of my personal clean and delicious favorite ways to cook up my beets is to pop them whole into a steamer basket, let them steam for about 30 minutes or until they're fork tender. Then when they're cool enough to hold, just grab a paper towel or a towel that you don't mind staining and rub the skins right off. Give them a quick chop. Toss them with 2 teaspoons of your favorite vinegar, 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, kiss of salt, kiss of pepper. Then you can leave these in an airtight container in your fridge and use them as a Head Start ingredient all week long. So now that you guys know what to do with beets, get in your kitchens and come up with some clean and delicious beet recipes of your very own. And make sure you come back here and let me know what's cooking. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I will see you next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Delish. They really are like so darn good. Buyer beware.
Buyer beware.